All right, so we recently did a discussion on the wildfires that are going on in California, and of course, people are upset, and they're ripping apart the mayor as well as the governor, stating that this should have never happened. And we had talked about that in our podcast discussion as far as like the safeguards and resources and things that should have been in place in order to protect the people in California from this happening or nipping it as soon as things started to break out before it became uncontrollable. And so I have a video clip here from Fox News talking about that. So let's go ahead and check that out, guys. Y'all can leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. But if you didn't know, welcome to TNT Podcast. I'm your host, T.
I'm Tasha.
And let's go ahead and jump into this video.
The Palisades fire is now the biggest blaze, burning over 17,000 acres and still at 0% containment. But firefighters were reportedly running out of water from hydrants as they fought those flames yesterday.
Dr. Houman Hamadi escaped with his family as fire approached his home. He joins us now. Dr. Hamadi, obviously you're living this horror right now, but building off of Brooks' report, where do you lay the blame? Who's accountable for this tragedy?
Thank you, Todd. It's pretty obvious who's at blame for this, and it's Governor Gavin Newsom, it's Mayor Karen Bass, and on a county level, it's the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, 5 women whose job it is to try to guide all of public safety and infrastructure for the Los Angeles County. These people have one main job, and that main job is public safety. It is not climate change. It's not DEI. It's not high-speed rail that's going to cost $200 billion and take 50.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he is laying into them.
This is
bad.
This is bad.
They've been worried about so many other things that their whole state is just burning
So
up.
they weren't worried about wildfires at all?
They said the mayor, she cut the funding. $17 million from firefighters.
Oh, shit. That's not funny.
That's crazy.
And 5 people have died already,
Yeah.
and it's not at 17,000 acres. It's now at 22,000 acres, so it's still out of control.
50 years to build. It is one thing, and it's public safety, and that is the one thing they have not been focused on. Karen Bass went off to Ghana on a political junket. Gavin Newsom called a special session of the California State Legislature to spend $25 million to Trump-proof California before Trump even takes office, and then 3 days ago has a press conference bragging about this disaster of a high-speed rail. They've done everything possible aside from focus on this. And you look at Karen Bass, she's spent billions of dollars building places to put homeless people and illegal immigrants, putting them up in expensive hotels at a few $100s a night, while cutting the budget of the fire department by close to $20 million at a time when we need it most.
Yeah.
The fire department is understaffed.
They cut the firefighting budget.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. So that is why the fire is out of control, because the previous video we were watching of the lady filling up bowls
she was filling up bowls of water to put out the fire.
And it wasn't. And you were like, why she filling up bowls? And it's like, I said that there weren't enough firefighters to be everywhere, to put out the fires, but come to find out the budget was slashed. Like, I couldn't even get the number out. $17.5 million.
It's going to cost them way more money than that.
I mean, California is burning. Jesus. And not to mention that the insurance cut the fire insurance 2 months before this even happened. Yeah. So people's homes,
they're not insured.
Right. Staffed. They're short on air resources, short on individuals, short on trucks, short on water, of all things. This is something that we predicted, something we knew would happen. I took my family up to a mountain in the Palisades overlooking the whole community and actually showed them. And I said these words about 6 months ago: this place will all burn. Why? Because it was obvious to anyone that this is dry and it's ready to go up, and we have no resources to prevent it. And unfortunately, what I predicted came true. This should never have happened, and had they done the right things in advance to prevent it and to attack it as soon as it began, this never would have gotten to this point.
And you mentioned, Doctor, that the fire department is understaffed. We got to know you during the COVID-19 pandemic, and during that time, there were firefighters who were let go because they didn't get vaccinated. And boy, does the city need those firefighters now.
This was one of the biggest tragedies of COVID, is they got rid of so many firefighters who were young, healthy people who were never at risk of COVID to begin with, people who work outdoors for the most part anyway, never exposed.
You can't say they were never at risk to COVID. You can't say something like that.
Right.
In a meaningful way, and told them, unless you get this vaccine that you don't necessarily need, you're out. And guess what happened? They either fired them, or worse, they left and went to other fire departments, abandoning Los Angeles, leaving LA with a major shortage that lasts to this day. Even on top of that, again, with the budget cuts, even if they wanted those people, they don't have the money for them anymore. This is an absolute disaster, completely preventable, and I think it's criminal negligence on their part.
Speaking of money, insurers reportedly dropping fire coverage for hundreds of California homes months ago in the Pacific Palisades area. Doctor, what happens to your friends, your family, your neighbors who want to rebuild but now don't have that insurance coverage and maybe aren't Hollywood celebrities with basically self-insurance where they can just write another check and build their home in a few months?
Yeah, this is the part of the story no one's talking enough about. They assume because of the words Malibu and Pacific Palisades, these are all very wealthy people. I'm a treasurer of the beach club, La Costa Beach Club in Malibu. I know many of the 300 people who all lost their homes over there, who are members of that club, who live in that surrounding community. Every one of them lost their homes. And guess what? There are firefighters, teachers, retired elderly people. They're people who are blue collar, low income, who've lived in that community for decades before Malibu got expensive. We're not talking about wealthy people, people who really do not have the resources. And with that lack of insurance and the impossibility of getting insurance in the future after what we just saw, guess what's going to happen? Reconstruction is going to become next to impossible. Add to that all of the administrative headaches from the California Coastal Commission, as well as Malibu and LA cities that are going to have to watch over this, and the lack of construction resources and how they're going to jack up the cost. This is going to take decades to rebuild, not weeks, not years, decades. Mark my words. And they're going to be people who have lost everything and will never be able to return. They're going to have to move far away and lose all of their community, their families, and everything they spent so much time building here.
Yeah, that's right. If you lost your home and you don't have insurance to help you get a new one, then your life is altered forever.
Yeah,
Dr. Hamadi,
how do you start? How do you start from scratch with nothing?
Yeah.
It'll be very hard. And as he said, some of the people there were elderly or teachers, and they're on a fixed income.
Right, and that's what I said before, like, you know, that was their nest egg, and now it's gone.
And it's not just easy to pick up and move across the country, especially if you're elderly. You know what I mean? So that's really unfortunate. A lot of people are saying this was done on purpose. I hope that is not the case, because 5 people have lost their lives. People have lost their homes, and it's really sad, and it's not something that you can just get over and start new and everything is okay. So
yikes.
You know, but like, okay, say for instance, even with us, like, God forbid anything happened to our home, we wouldn't be able to afford to move back into the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
The way the market is.
The way the market is. And so it's like, even if they move across the country and they don't have the money from the home or the equity from it to purchase something else, or the insurance, like, how can they start?
Home. Right.
And so essentially it's leaving people homeless.
Especially if, you know, your home was paid off.
Exactly.
And you're not getting any insurance money from that?
Yeah,
man,
so
that's
this
crazy.
is unfortunate, and you know, I'll keep everybody in my prayers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on this story right here. We'll keep you guys updated with any further developments that we find with this topic. But as always, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Take care.
Peace.